Hi guys, KP this side from InvestorWise. Hope all of you are doing good and staying safe in this lockdown. So guys, we are making another video today, and the topic is how should you react to price sensitive information when you suddenly get hold of a news. How as an investor or a short term trader you should react to it. Now why did I pick up this topic is because whatever happened on Friday in respect of Vodafone, I am sure most of you would be aware of it. For those of you who are not aware about it, let me give you a small background first. So Thursday, we got a news that Google might be investing in Vodafone. Google might be taking a stake of 5% in Vodafone. Vodafone, which has not been a favorite counter for many out there, suddenly showed a surge of 35% in price on Friday. Now, the thing is, guys, Thursday, once this news was out, on Thursday evening and Friday morning, I got at least 100 messages, if not more. At least I would have got 100 messages asking me one simple obvious question: should I buy the shares of Vodafone today, that is intraday? Should I buy it? Because if obviously a giant company like Google is going to invest in Vodafone, obviously that will push the prices up in the market, and yes, the intention is to make some money from it. Now I'll give you small background, guys. The thing is, when we compare equity as an investment class with other asset classes like fixed deposits, or you go for real estate investment, or you buy gold, or you do normal the provident fund transfers, or any other asset class for that matter, when most of these asset classes are generating a return in single digit, why is it that equity is capable of giving you returns much higher? I can't define anything because there is nothing defined in equity. It's uncertain, obviously, but yes, returns can be much more exponential when we compare equity with any other asset class. Now, guys, you need to understand first, there are a lot of news which are sector specific or stock specific, which will cause the stock prices to either go up or down depending on how the news is perceived by the investors or the stakeholders at large. Let me give you one example here. If you see, last couple of weeks have been a mix for the financial sector. When I talk about the banking sector, or I talk about the NBFCs, I give you two examples on this. I already made a video last week. If you look at Bajaj Finance and HDFC, hands down, these are two very strong shares, very strong stocks with years of healthy returns being generated by both the companies. And yet, if you look at these two news, the first news was that when the stimulus was first declared by Mr. Narendra Modi, about 20 lakh crores was the stimulus size, and we all thought that this stimulus will also benefit the banking sector, because of which the stocks have gone up. All these stocks have gone up more or less, if I'm talking about the finance sector. But if I continue with my example of these two stocks, they have gone up by 100 150 odd bucks. And then after that, the news comes when Nirmala Sitharaman makes a statement that there will be a moratorium period of another 3 months. So 3 months were already given, and then they increased the moratorium period by another 3 months, as a result of which HDFC came close to 1500 bucks, and Bajaj Finance was trading below 1800. So you need to understand, guys, the thing is, there are a lot of price sensitive information out there, and there are different ways in which the stakeholders will take it. One good news and stock can go up by 100 bucks, one bad news and the stock can go down by 100 bucks. If you start reacting based on every news, you will become crazy and you won't be able to survive for long in the markets. When HDFC and Bajaj Finance went down, there are a couple of guys, not much, I'm very lucky with this, not much, but there are a couple of guys who started asking me that, sir, you have always told that HDFC and Bajaj Finance are really good stocks, we should continue holding our positions in these two stocks, but why suddenly these stocks are going down? It means maybe somewhere your analysis would have gone wrong. That's what somebody told me. Okay, now equity is an asset class where I personally don't like having arguments with people. Healthy discussions is something else. Arguments is something you need to avoid, because if I start arguing with 25-30,000 people out there who are following me closely or watching me closely, watching my recommendations closely, I probably will end up arguing with people and cannot focus on my client's portfolio. Because at the end of the day, after having this decade of experience, what I have understood is everybody has a different way of looking at the markets. But a lot of things have to happen in a right manner. There are a lot of things which need to go in place for you to make returns from equity market at the end of the day. Any mistake you make on your part can probably cause a dent in your portfolio, and then it takes a lot of time for you to recover that money. So there is one thing which for sure you cannot do, and that is there cannot be panic buying and there cannot be panic selling. Now, when this kind of a news comes in the market which causes you to do panic buying and panic selling, the first thing you got to do is avoid such situations, ignore such situations. Coming back to my example now, I hope the background is clear to you guys. Coming back to my example, when a lot of people out there started sending me a message that, sir, what do you think if Google is going to invest in Vodafone? We expect shares will go up. But the thing is, guys, based on my experience, what I have seen is most of the times, because of this wrong use of the technology, most of the times these news are generally rumors being spread by some people who probably want to derive some benefits out of the price movements. Now, there was a strong logic given why Google would probably buy a stake in Vodafone. So this was a well-planned spread of rumor. It's very bold on my part to call it a rumor. I'll give you a backup for that as an evidence. Now, what happens is people started believing that because Facebook has invested in Reliance Jio, that is the reason probably just to compete them, Google might take the stake in another MNC which is involved in telecommunication business. And that logically sounds very good. And obviously, if you ask me that Google अगर Vodafone में investment करता है तब क्या Vodafone का share ऊपर जाएगा? Answer is yes. Then in that case, stock should go up. But what exactly happened on Friday? On Friday, the stock of Vodafone has done an upside of 35%, but then it closed down with just a hike of 12 odd percentage. Okay, now yesterday I was reading some news, and one of the reputed newspapers, that is Mint, it has come up with a statement given by Vodafone management that Vodafone board is not considering any stake selling at this point of time. And as per SEBI requirements, SEBI disclosure requirements, any price sensitive information, if it is there, companies are supposed to report it to SEBI. Where if they don't report it to SEBI, then there are penalties applicable to the company. So what Vodafone made clear in its latest statement is that Google might be in its place planning to buy a stake in our company, but the board of directors in Vodafone have not got any such information, which in a sophisticated way is declaring that this entire episode was nothing more than a rumor which was spread across stakeholders. Yes, where people did a lot of buying on Friday in Vodafone, and then suddenly once the prices started going down from the levels of 7.5, 7.6, and it came down to say 6.55, and that is when people started realizing that maybe this news is not true. So if you would have done a lot of buying at a rate of 6.7, 6.8, maybe 10,000 shares or 20,000 shares, or maybe even more quantity, there are people out there who have bought more quantity, they might be now feeling that they have become scapegoats in this entire thing. The thing is, when I got a lot of messages on Thursday and Friday, I made it very clear to all my clients or people in general who were asking me not to buy these shares. See, my rule is very simple. When I am doing equity investing, or when I am giving recommendations to my clients, my rule is very simple. Any price sensitive information comes in the market, I will let it settle. Only after that I will enter into the stock. Based on the news, I'm not going to take some action in haste and buying the share or selling the share. Both ways, I'm not going to do it, because 9 out of 10 times that will put you in the trouble. I'll give you a few examples over here. 2 years back, a similar kind of a news has come that Google will be taking stake in Just Dial. Yes, you heard me correct. If you don't believe me on this, you please go and search it on Google. It's an old news. 2 years back, I know a lot of people got trapped in the stock of Just Dial. Now, the question is Just Dial a good stock to buy? That's a different question. But if the idea of buying Just Dial is because you have heard somewhere that Google will be taking stake in Just Dial, and based on that news, you're doing some panic buying, then in that case, it is not advisable for you to take such action. What happened on that particular day is when this news suddenly came in the media, started spreading like anything, that time Just Dial shares went up by 125 rupees. And the very next day, the management of Just Dial has clarified that there is no such stake selling to Google, and the share has drastically come down by 150 odd bucks. So the thing is, guys, you need to understand that whenever such news comes out, the first thing is that you need to check the authenticity of that news rather than reacting to that news. It's okay, you have all the time to decide if you want to buy this stock. If Google is going to buy the stake in Vodafone, you will get opportunity on Monday as well. You will get opportunity on Tuesday as well. Thing is, if you ask me as an investor, is it good to invest in Vodafone? 2 months back when lockdown started, we gave a special recommendation to all our clients to buy Vodafone at 3.6, and we made all our clients book profit at 5.6, 2 rupees profit. Depending on what quantity of shares you have purchased, you would have booked your profits. At 5.6, I told my clients that short-term traders can now book their profits. Within 2 months, we made some hefty gains. If you ask me about the future of Vodafone, I still am very, very bullish on Vodafone, and this stock can touch 2-digit numbers at any point of time. Long run, if you ask me, yes, Vodafone is one of the best companies in telecommunication sector. Looking at their intentions, we feel they are going to stay in Indian market for long, and based on that, I still feel the stock is good. But if the only reason why you purchase Vodafone is because Google is going to buy stake in that company, Monday, we never know, you might see that the stock will be under pressure and it might come down to the levels of 5.5, 5.6 again, or maybe it can go even below that, because clarification has already come from the management of Vodafone that there is no such stake selling being targeted at this point of time. So the crux of our discussion is, whenever you get to hear such news which you understand is price sensitive, you should behave very matured at that point of time and stay away from the stock. Yes, put it in your watch list, but stay away from the stock. Let it react, let it consolidate at some point of time, and then yes, we can decide peacefully whether we want to invest in that stock or not. I give you one more example, guys. Example number 2. There was a news a couple of years back, this is 2018, Rakesh Jhunjhunwala will be buying a hefty stake in JP Associates. He did buy this stake. Just because of that, I have found so many people in the past have purchased thousands and lakhs of shares of JP Associates because it was a penny stock, it was selling very low. You need to understand, just because Rakesh Jhunjhunwala is buying stake in JP Associates does not mean that you should also buy the stake in the same company. No, it does not work like that, guys. First of all, you need to understand what are the reasons that JP Associates have become a penny stock, why the stock was trading in single-digit numbers. And even if Rakesh Jhunjhunwala is buying the stake, that is not a good enough reason for us to buy stake in JP Associates, isn't it? Just because Rakesh Jhunjhunwala is buying stake in a company does not mean you will also buy shares of that company. If that is the case, Rakesh Jhunjhunwala also has stake in Titan. The stock has done more than 1200 rupees, right now trading close to 850, 860. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala has taken Rallis India, which is now trading at a discount of 60-65%. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala has taken Lupin. The stock was once trading at 2000 plus and is now trading again 850, 860 levels. It's not just because Rakesh Jhunjhunwala has bought a stake in a company, I will also buy the shares of that company. I'm telling you, lot of things have to go in right direction. Lot of things have to happen in a right way for you to make returns in equity market. You need to understand there will be lot of distractions out there. The biggest role, whether positive or negative you want to call it, the biggest role that media is playing out there is very, very vital for you to understand. Lot of these, if I say all this to you officially, some of you would not like to believe me on this, but you need to understand, you need to see movies like Bazaar, you need to see movies like Corporate, you need to see English movies like Wolf of Wall Street to understand markets are manipulated by operators. There are insider tradings that are happening. You need to understand all this. Now, when I say some of you who have only lived in the theoretical world in isolation from the real practical markets will say, no KP sir, aap kya baat kar rahe hain? Insider trading? No. SEBI will never allow that to happen. Boss, insider trading is happening day in, day out in the equity markets. For people like you and me, we are just small retail investors. We can have no control over it. We can have no influence over it. So at the same time, make sure that you are not influenced by it. Please understand that. You always have to stick to the fundamentals. You always have to stick to the basics. If your basics are clear, you will not buy a debt-ridden company like JP Associates. That's it. Matter close. Matter close. JP Associate is sitting on a heavy debt. which they can never pay back depending on the business scenario which was there at that point of time in 2018. Now, whether Rakesh Jhunjhunwala buys stake in that company or not does not matter. I am not going to buy shares of that company. As simple as that. Let me give you another example, guys. Infosys last year, I think this is somewhere in the month of August, September, if I remember correctly. Now I hope you know about the whistleblower policy. Whistleblower policy is where employee of the company or somebody from the management can speak something against the company to the regulators in a hush-hush manner. That is, you will stay anonymous and you will speak something about the company if you feel there are some unethical practices being followed by the company. Last year, a whistleblower policy was framed against Infosys by one of its employees, putting allegations on the company that they are misappropriating their books of accounts. Their books are fabricated, their books are fudged, they are not doing accounting properly. Once this news comes out in the market, without even checking authenticity of the news, the stock went down by 100 odd bucks. Yes, a good stock like Infosys, which is a zero debt company, a company which has 60,000 crores plus reserves, 60,000 crores plus reserves, a zero debt company which has a sound corporate governance, has never reported any misappropriations, mismanagement issues are not there. Even for a company like that, there are stupid people out there who react to such a news and they let the share go down by 100, 125 rupees in no time. Now, later on, again, the matter was digged into and we found out that there was no misappropriations reported by Infosys and they were left scot-free. So obviously after that, stock has revived again. Now the thing is, people who would have taken short positions later on, they would have got stuck in this. So when this whistleblower policy comes out, if you already have Infosys in profit, yes, you can book your profit, but you need to understand, if suddenly just because this news comes out in the market and you based on that have the audacity to take short position in futures of Infosys, then guys, hats off to you. You have a lot of courage. Okay, but that courage is not going in the right direction. So overall, what I'm trying to explain you with the example of Vodafone, Google, or Just Dial Google, JP Associates investment by Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, or for that matter, whistleblower policy against Infosys, is that you need to understand, you need to have a very calm, composed attitude when you're doing equity investing. Okay, the faster you try to generate return in equity, the more you lose. I keep saying the same thing and I stick to that. Two things, guys, you need to remember. Making return is just 50%. The second 50% is preservation of capital. My 2 lakh over a year becomes 2,30,000. I shall be more satisfied rather than trying to make 2 lakh, 3 lakh at the end of the year and seeing that it has just become 50,000 odd rupees. So preservation of capital is very important if you want to sustain longer in the market. And one good way to do that is by having a very cool and composed head, not reacting to news till the time you are sure about its authenticity, not reacting to any positive or negative news till the time you're 100% sure about it. See, if Google is going to invest in Vodafone, then even buying Vodafone at 12 rupees will still be a good deal. But I don't want to be a scapegoat by entering into Vodafone on Friday itself just to realize on Monday morning that, oh my God, there is no such deal being planned between the two companies. And now I am stuck buying 20,000, 30,000 shares of Vodafone at 7.5 rupees and just to see the stock trading at 4.5 rupees in next 1 or 2 weeks. I don't want to get stuck like that. I understand one thing, guys, there can be insiders, there can be insider trading, there can be a lot of market manipulations, there can be a lot of pumping and dumping of stocks in the market. But at the end of the day, if you trust me on this, people who have stick to their fundamentals, people who have stick to their basics, they have not tried doing something out of the box. At the end of the day, they are able to make good returns. And that is where the role of InvestorWise comes in. I'm very happy for all my clients who ask me before taking this decision whether they want to buy shares of these two companies, I mean the shares of Vodafone. And obviously once I told them not to buy, they have kept their cool. They were waiting for a green signal from my end, which actually never happened on Friday, because I always had that doubt in mind that does not seem to be happening. Yes, if it happens, then yes, we still will get time to buy these stocks of Vodafone. Okay, I hope the video has been useful, guys. I will be doing another video on stock analysis, and today we are going to cover a stock called as Polycab. We have done very good with our last 4 stock analysis videos. A lot of people in general have made a lot of money from these recommendations. And guys, this is the objective with which I make videos. People should benefit from it. People should benefit from my experience, my good experiences, my better experiences. I always feel experience is the father of knowledge. You might have a lot of degrees under your belt, but till the time you don't have the market exposure practically, it becomes very difficult to make money in the market. And that is where I always feel whatever common queries I get, I try to make videos based on that. Hope the video was useful, guys. If you like it, please leave a thumbs up. And you want me to cover some other topic, let me know in the comment section below. Till we meet again, guys. Bye bye. Thank you. God bless.